if you're Aquarius, born January 20th to February 18th, what can you expect for the month of April 2018? Let's tune in and find out. So some of you may be worried. You may be worried about a loved one. You may be worried about finances. You may be worried about, just your business, and just feel, entering this phase of a little bit worried. And it could even be about, how do I fit in and how do I manage this? And I feel like life could be changing, and there's expectations and not quite sure how to meet those expectations. So top of my head is even like burning about the kind of like the thoughts and the creativity and how do I do this and how do I manage this? So you just want to take a deep breath. You want to relax. You want to let go, get things out of your mind, write them down, and then ask for help from the universe and just say, okay, problem number one. Bring me the answer, bring me the right solution, and then bring me the courage to follow it, and bring me the support system to be able to do so, right? So just simple questions, and then let them go. And it's just going to help you to relax, and it's going to help you look more to your environment instead of having to do it all yourself. So you want to co-create and partner with the universe. And that's just a matter of you stopping and realizing, I can do that. I can do that, right? So we all can do that. So by you doing that, Aquarius, you'll feel lighter. You'll be more co-creative, and there's going to feel less stress, especially around family situations or family dynamics. Okay, let's move into romantic partnerships. Those of you that are in a coupled romantic relationship, let's look and see what April has in store for you. So a lot of you, in an effort to kind of control things that are uncontrollable, have your partner tied up or constricted in a way that they can't really say anything to you. They can't really win because you've got it all figured out. I know. So, so what there is to do is just recognize, wow, am I doing that? Am I really not letting my partner get what they want because I'm so committed or so rigid or so think I have the answers or I think I know how it's supposed to be? So it may or may not fit for you, but if it does, just kind of step back and just realize, well, if you've been doing that, to own it and to acknowledge it, and then just to be committed to trying it differently. Well, let's try it their way, or let's try it a new way, or let's both come at this looking at things differently. So it's just an opportunity to be able to have different dialogue so you can have a different result, so that both you and your partner can co-create together what the relationship looks like, and then you won't always have to feel like the relationship's on you, or you're the one who's always have to do anything, or you're the one who's always having to generate. And part of that is if you're controlling too much, then your partner just gives up and is like, well, let's do it your way because my way's never good enough, or you're never happy with what I suggest, right? So it's about learning how to generate the relationship together. And I feel like these first 2 weeks of April is kind of what you're going through, this little bit of takedown wrestling match, right? I see it as a wrestling match, you get 2 points, oh, now he escaped, now he gets 1 point, like it's like that. So I think if you can just slow down and just say, okay, let's not do this, and just observe and watch the interaction from your partner and don't get activated by it, you can really change this dynamic once and for all. So I really feel like during this retrograde period, having the opportunity to step back and see how you interface with one another and the way that you normally say things to each other. And do I really like that? Or even having the courage to say, do I come off that way? Am I like that to you? And be willing to hear it, right? And be willing to make changes. And because it's not one-sided, they have to be willing to take their ball and go home in order for you to control, right? So they have to be willing to throw up their arms and say, I give, instead of saying, wait, that's not okay with me. So it takes two in order for us to keep us in these patterns. So you have an opportunity to see the pattern and to change the pattern this month by just letting go and observing. And these first 2 weeks is very healing for relationships and very cathartic. And the two of you might learn a lot from each other and might be able to see things differently for one another that will really advance you in being able to take your relationship to a whole new level. The next 2 weeks of the month, I feel there's much more room for you to laugh and to giggle and to have fun and to really make fun at yourself or the relationship as you once knew it. And I see this whole new way of being with one another, if you want to dance and if you want to play that way, right? Things can stay the same. All you have to do is stay the same, right? All you have to do is say, no thank you, and things will stay the same. But if you want to elevate your game, the universe is here to help you and to support you in being able to see your role that you're playing and not to be afraid to own it and not be afraid to change it. So a lot of good healing and opportunity for you to be able to recognize and see that stuff for yourself this month. Now, there's really some uplifting things for the two of you to do too at the end of the month, really fun energy and playful energy that's there as well. Now, for those of you that are single and interested in getting in a relationship, let's see what's in store for you. So I feel like the first couple of weeks is really about meeting different kinds of people and noticing the way that you interact, or whether you repel or bring in different types of people. So I feel like it's really about you gaining information about what you like in somebody and what you don't like in somebody, but in a different way. Again, this is, and having greater understanding why you draw a certain kind of person to you and why that person's never worked out before, that type of person hasn't worked out before. And all of a sudden I have like this big headache, like, oh my God, not another two-timer, or not another cheapskate, or not, right? So it's about recognizing these and asking different questions so you can have a better understanding of why you're drawing that in. And then I do feel like as you heal these first 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of the month, there's a lot of fun and nice. I'm just seeing fireworks go off in a good way, like very connected heart energy and less talking. So it's more that you're pulled through the physicality than through the mental mind. So it makes it easier for you not to have to figure things out, and there's just more of a physical attraction that feels really good. So I really feel like the latter part of the month, you have much more freedom to physically feel more connected and not guarding the heart and really being open to receiving true love. So very nice, Aquarians. So good for you for being willing to heal and being willing to look at your role that you play in relationships, because that's what's making the difference. Okay, so let's see what's in store for you for your career and money for this month. So I do feel like something big that you have wanted to have happen comes in around the 17th, and it's an opportunity. I do feel like it's something you have to present. It's something that you have to kind of like go for. It does feel big. It does feel like you might have to put some money into it. So it could be a business opportunity. It could be a partnership that you've wanted to have happen for a long time, or an investment in yourself or investment in your company. But I do feel like the money is there. Whether you get it from a bank or whether you take out a mortgage on your house, second mortgage on your home or something, but I do feel like the money is there, and I do feel like it would be a good investment, especially since it's after the 15th when you have clarity and everything is moving forward. So it feels like it's a good thing for you to do. As far as money coming in, it feels like there's money around the 17th that shows up. There may be some things that you have to pay out. Of course, here in the U.S. we have our little tax time, so a lot of us pay out on the 15th of April or before. So there's a lot of money that may be going out for you in the early part of the month. But I also feel like there is new gems, new creative energy for you, especially towards the end of the month. A lot of creative ideas and a lot of brainstorming that can happen for you or your partners or people that you're interested in. Social media can play a big role in that you're watching something and that stimulates you and gives you an idea for something for yourself. So looking at social media through different eyes as to, how can I be different? How can I be unique? Show me what's out there. Show me what role I can play in a different way that gets my business noticed in a positive way and moves people to action. Asking different questions and then looking at social media through different eyes is going to support you. So there's a lot of creativity for you throughout the whole month around your career and moving it forward and creating momentum for you. Okay, all right, so let's look at your health for Aquarians. I feel like you're moving in a good place. There may be a little bit of confusion you have or about something in your body yet, whether it's, am I allergic, or what's this rash about, or why am I still itching, or how come my back hurts? Like there may be some confusion around something that's going on in your body, but I feel like if you stop and you take apart the food that you're eating, I feel like it feels like a food allergy to me, that you could actually see where the food allergy is. It doesn't feel like it has to be done in in a doctor's office with a test, although it could, but I do feel like just looking at your own food groups and then slowing down and just eating that for 2 or 3 days, like eliminating a lot of things and then just adding them back every 2 or 3 days. And I feel like over that course of that month, you're going to find out what's the thing that's giving you this pain or this rash. As I sit here and itch myself for who's ever dealing with that. Okay, so, sorry. There's also a real freedom that you have with your body, and I feel like there's a freedom that's showing up for you this month to kind of love yourself and love your body and love the way it's at and the stage that it's in. So there's this self-love that's coming up, and actually I felt this with a couple different signs where this self-love is coming in, and really where you can just love exactly where you are in spite of what's going on, and that really is going to nurture you and feed you, and so I feel like it's a really good energy. That full moon on April 29th in Scorpio also takes you deeper. They're very deep. That sign is very deep, and I feel like it helps you to deepen your appreciation for your physical body and in all stages. Okay? All right, let's look and see if there's anything surprise for you Aquarians for this month. Yeah, I feel so often sometimes that what's coming up is that sometimes you feel taken advantage of, or when is that, you know, or brother, I'm always the one that gets stuck dealing with mom and dad. I'm always the one who gets stuck doing this. Or I'm always the one who gets stuck doing that at work. And so I feel like there's an opportunity for you to actually have an opportunity and breakthrough in those areas of your life that have leveled out, where you just feel like, you know, there's been put a ceiling on me and there's an expectation and it's just blocking me. So I feel like there's an opportunity to lift that ceiling so you can rise above it and have life look differently. So it may be through a conversation, it may that somebody just recognizes it and says to you, hey, you know what, let me do that with you. Or, you know, you've been doing that for a long time, let's give it to somebody else. Or you just have the opportunity to speak up and say, you know what, I'm not good with this anymore. I need some help. So whatever the shift is, there's a surprise in that people actually say, yes, I agree with you. Let me help you with that. So that's where the surprise is, that it doesn't have to be all on you, and that people are willing to help you and support you. All right, Aquarians, have an amazing month. Thank you for viewing and watching. And if you click like or write something below, thanks so much. I love it always when you share my intuitive astrology with friends. And I look forward to connecting with you again next month. Have a terrific April, everybody.